I guess we're on a New Year theme. Themes of turning over a page, a leaf, reading a book, losing some poundage, all kinds of things. But let's just point out that if you're not inclined, you're not successful, there are alternatives. There are aids to help us. Lifestyle
There's
aids.
aids for everything.
And we put this one up because Jim didn't know what it was. We finished our last podcast with the word Spanx.
Yeah, I didn't know what a Spanx
Didn't know
was.
what Spanx was. And so Spanx is a brand. It's branded, but it's under the title of shapewear. But shapewear specifically for women was the first incarnation. So it replaced the old, oh, gee, Jim, what am I going to do with my gut if it hangs over my belt? The answer was wear a girdle. You know those old things that used to crank? You used to have your assistant, your maid, your manservant pull these strings and ratchet you until you, couldn't breathe?
Oh, geez.
Size 12 waist?
Oh.
I don't know, size 12? Was that a good thing? I'm thinking of a 12-inch waist.
No, that's way too small. God.
Yeah, but women used to take a rib out so they could...
Yeah. Didn't Sophia Loren or somebody like that do that?
Okay, well, just to be gender non-specific, we looked at Spanx for men. Not that we're into this this is not kinky. This is just saying shapewear.
What did you do today? I looked at men in their underwear. Yeah, nothing wrong with
they
that.
really did pull the waist in quite a bit on some of these, and you see the flexibility of that.
I have no illusions. This keg is not becoming a six-pack.
This keg is not. That's more where we are in life. And beyond that, I don't know where I was going to go, except I think it's time for an alien episode.
Okay, I like that idea.
Boy, you sprang to life with that.
I did, even though I have nothing new to report.
You don't have to have nothing new to report. You can just report on what you are aware of in your awareness.
Well, I heard somebody, I think it was, what was it called? Unrecognizable difference or something. I don't know. It's on Prime, and it's about aliens.
Oh, it's a
documentary.
Mockumentary.
Not a mockumentary.
Okay, I'm not going to say documentary and put that in the same phrase as aliens.
You don't believe, Terry? You're not a believer.
I'm not a Justin Belieber. No, I'm not. Okay, but you can convince me. Here's your opportunity.
No, I really don't have information to convince you, but he went back all the way to I think it was called a society, the English Society or something in London. And if you can find it, that's great. Where Mitzi, would you look that up on our? Okay, we don't have a
producer?
Mitzi. Yeah, and it goes all the way back to like 1890 or something like that. And one of the more recent fellows to become a part of it is Elon Musk, and it had everybody from Hawkins to Einstein were part of it, and apparently it's got some connection with knowledge to the alien situation.
Okay, I can't find whatever that society is.
All right. Well, I'm probably naming it wrong.
Okay.
But it's a society in England.
Right.
And prominent people.
Of wise
are part
people
of it.
or scientists.
Scientists,
or
wise
just
people.
Rich
I guess
people.
richest people in the world.
Okay, so it's kind of elitism.
Yeah. So he was just saying on this program near the end of it, he was saying, why isn't it all that we know? Why isn't it headline news? Why isn't it out there?
Right, and this is following the public inquiry in the United States,
which is still
Congress.
going on.
And you mentioned Adam Schiff being in that committee to hear that thing and saying, what is it we're looking at? What am I supposed to see?
Yeah, what am I supposed to see?
And they couldn't see it.
Well, but they go behind closed doors and they get a lot more than you and me, and they made that very, very clear.
Yep.
I mean, the last one I saw was annoying so much. They'd ask a question, and that's for the closed session. That's for the closed session. Well, if you've got a closed session, you really got something to talk about. You wouldn't have a closed session if you didn't have anything to talk about that needs to go into a closed session. You get what I'm saying? So there's something they must be discussing in the closed section. And I don't think it is, man, we're really pulling the eyes, the wool over the eyes of the public now. They think we're really looking into something. We're only playing poker. I don't think that's the case.
12-dimensional chess. I sent you a link to this one, and I can't get it, but here is David Grush is the one who was leading that,
Yes, yes.
testifying in front of Congress, in front of the committee. And this one is the episode I was telling you, and it was called, if I go back to the title, More UAPs. Is the U.S. in possession of no less than a dozen alien spacecraft, UFOs by any other name?
Well, if they are, I have a new theory. All right?
Okay, I'm ready for this one.
Since Roswell, they've been trying to reverse engineer unsuccessfully. So obviously,
We don't know about unsuccessful.
All right, but let's just assume for fun.
Okay.
They're not making big major announcements. We can now go to Alpha Centauri in like 3 days. They're not making those announcements. So, and of course,
That's your criteria
One of
for
the main
success.
reason is whoever does harness this energy, if there is anything to harness, rules the world. Simple as that. So that's why it's secret and it stays secret, and that's why media is told they can only go so far and no further, because the governments want to hold what they got. Now, I have another theory that they can't break the code. They don't know how they work, where they're coming from, or anything. But if I made a science fiction movie, this would be it. They never wanted you to find. They knew all they're doing is planting them here, and they're overhearing the conversations of generals, of presidents, of scientists saying, "We have nothing like this. We can't do this. What's the fastest our jet will do? Information. So they're just simply bugs, giant bugs, picking up conversation of the knowledgeable people on our defenses.
UFOs are bugs.
They're just simply a plant,
A listening device.
and you're talking all around this thing, all about the secrets and the non-secrets and what you can and what you can't do and how you can detect and how you can't. And all they got to do to modify that, just have another one of these things land in the desert.
Okay, if UFOs are bugs, listening devices, what are aliens?
If they are any, they might all be unmanned drones.
Aliens are drones?
No, the drones might be flown remotely.
Then how did the aliens get here if not by a spaceship?
Well, where they are, I don't know what they would be. I don't have no idea.
I'm watching.
If they are, look at, I like this stuff. But if all of a sudden the scientists came out and said flat out, "Nah, I'm not to see here."
We've seen the alien autopsy ones. Have you seen?
Well, yeah, well, they're all bull. Yeah.
Okay, so along with that kind of thing is this notion of 12 UAPs, UFOs in possession of the U.S. government at Roswell or some other
place.
Yeah.
And I like what that one guy said on the program.
I'll put a link down in the description.
One
to
of
this
the
thing.
whistleblowers said, "Why would I do this? Why would I destroy my life if I didn't think it was something the public needed to do?"
Because there is a consequence to going public with this.
Oh, yeah.
Like my estimation of you, my friend, has gone down considerably because you're a believer in aliens.
Well, that, and the other thing is if what you're saying is true, you're looking over your shoulder. That someone doesn't just put a bullet in your head from the CIA or wherever.
Isn't that interesting? So
your
this
life's in
guy,
danger.
Grush and Stephen Greer is another big name in this thing. He's the one who thinks he can summon, by going out in the Arizona desert, you can summon the UFOs to do their...
Oh, that guy.
action. Yeah, so it goes, there are variations on the theme. I understand your phone is pinging.
Oh, I don't.
Somebody doesn't know the value of the Jim and Terry show.
No, they don't.
All right.
It's my good friend Gord sending me Bible studies.
Reverse engineering a UAP. Is there evidence that some of the 5th and 6th generation fighters the U.S., China, Russia are developing has some form of connection to Roswell or any other?
I would think not, and I'll tell you why. Because the advancements, they're saying at this very moment, at this very time, when they confront any of these UAPs or UPAs, what are they? Unidentified aerial phenomena.
Yeah.
UAPs. When they confront these, they completely can outmaneuver anything we've got. They obviously don't need wings. They don't need some heat exchange to make them go forward or back. So there's no heat register. Our planes and stuff still rely on all the same fossil fuel type burning and the same limitations to the body. These things, whatever they are, operate where they would turn a human to mush. So they're there. And again, I go back to this group of politicians who go in these closed sessions. I haven't heard one come out and say, well, that's a bunch of bull.
No, you haven't.
Not
You're right.
one.
You're
Not
right.
one.
Okay, point for that argument. Interesting. I would also.
Well, why would you have a closed session?
Yeah,
if
why
there's
would you
nothing
need-
to have a closed session.
That's right. So
can you see?
what's behind the redacted report? 96 pages. We got
8.
12, 8?
Yeah, 8, I
Okay.
think, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think they said 9, but I think one of the pages was to tell you what's in the other pages.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So there's something, what did we say, fishy, on your salmon theme
Well,
this
you
morning?
don't tie up like a whole committee.
Yes, you do. That's
Well,
the point of Congress. They do nothing.
I guess you do, but I can't see you
Or me.
absolutely boring the public with, oh, that's for the closed session. That's for the. You and me watched it.
Yes.
There was nothing revealed. Not a bloody thing was revealed, except for that 1/1,000,000th of a tenth of a second. And tell me they deliberately couldn't focus on that. They
Right.
deliberately wouldn't let you see what all those people get to see in the closed session. And they may be going, oh my God, what
Okay,
is
I'm
this?
gonna tie some things that are current into this discussion.
All right.
The first one is, if anybody could get access to alien technology, it would be Elon Musk. And he's using 32 Raptor 2.0s. There's no, and that's fossil fuel. It's So okay, so that's my one counter argument to that.
Yeah.
We have no alien technology, or
Yeah,
Musk
yeah.
would have it. If the richest guy on the planet can't
Well,
get it, and
wouldn't
can't
someone
use
go
it-
to him and say, don't waste your time?
Yes, I'm
You'd
waiting for
think
his
somebody
big,
would say that.
I'm going to see his big rocket ship disappear on the launch pad. That's okay. We got new technology. You don't
Copperfield.
need-
Copperfield's
No.
an alien.
Copperfield. What else was I going to say? Oh yes, I'm watching American Horror Stories or something. It's I don't know whether I think it's on Disney Plus, but the second season starts with an alien encounter, and it's kind of the aliens with a typical big figure doing probes and stuff like that.
Oh.
So yeah. I
What's
don't
that
know where I
show
was going.
called?
American Horror season.
I don't like horror, but I'd like that alien episode.
Well, I watched the first one. It's all bizarre, macabre stuff, so it's not necessarily. It's just interesting.
Oh, interesting. Though.
But on the fringe of bizarre. The Jim and Terry Show signing out.
X-Files.